Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. As I say here tonight, in my chair, and my cat, and my cat. Um, I just felt like I would hop on here, um, and have a conversation with you all. I was going to wait till tomorrow to have this conversation. I was going to wait till tomorrow to talk about this, but Spirit kind of told me today in session while I was talking to other clients and stuff that there was a few videos that I needed to do. I know I've been telling you guys that I was going to do a video about this Aquarius energy, about the Pluto moving into Aquarius, and the special things about this retrograde in Sagittarius right now. Pluto in Aquarius affecting fixed signs for the next 20 years. Also, Mercury retrograding in Sag, which is affecting a lot of the mutable signs right now. So, okay, so there's so much, so many downloads, and so many different things that I have experienced within, I would say, the last week. So bear with me as I try to discuss some of these different things that have opened up to me and have been spoken. I'm trying to decide where I want to start. Because some people, after I had posted what I posted about the mutable energies being affected by this Mercury, or asking questions as to what that means for them and why and how it affected them or how it didn't affect them, if they are anyways a mutable sign, and why, and if they weren't a mutable sign but they were a fixed or a cardinal sign, why it's affecting them anyways, or vice versa. Okay, so let me start with the fact that there are three different branches of that each zodiac sign goes into. One being fixed, two being cardinal, and three being mutable. Now, I should have done my research because I can't quite remember which ones are which. And after I'm done, I will try and post that because that's going to be the next question you all have. And I just was sitting here. I just got done watching a movie, a Christmas movie, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to have a lot of time tomorrow to do these videos, but I wanted to make sure I post them. One especially that I'm going to talk about here in just a couple, as I plan to make things tomorrow to take to my in-laws, and then I plan to go down tomorrow and get the windows decorated for Christmas. I refuse, as a business owner, to decorate before Thanksgiving. I always decorate after Thanksgiving, but since we are having Christmas in the city this weekend and Black Friday, like, I want to try and get it done before. So I'm going to go down tomorrow morning and I'm going to start working on the windows and getting it all festive for the celebrations that we have the rest of this year. So anyways, just with that, back to what we were talking about. There are three different segments, I would say. I won't say elements because there's 4 different elements. Actually, there's 5, but we're not going to go there. There's 4 different elements, which we all know, which is the water, earth, air, and fire. And those are what most people know when it comes to their sun sign, which isn't even half of what you are made up of. If you've ever looked at your birth chart or had it done, the birth chart being your soul blueprint, that birth chart basically tells every intimate detail about you, which is why it's so significant not to share it with just anybody, and to keep it close to you. Because every single one of those planets, all signify something, and every single one of those signs all signify something. So actually, let me look here. My phone is going to die, so I'm going to have to put it on the charger. Give me just one moment. See if I can find. Hold on. I'm still in the process of getting my living room done. Give me a second. I had to put my phone on the charger. So now we're good to go. Okay, so back to it. What were we talking about? Sorry, I'm all over the place. Okay, so when we talk about birth charts, there are certain ones that you should know. There are certain ones that are of significance, which are the base ones, which I do when we do birth charts. But also, when it comes to retrogrades, when it comes to planets being in a certain energy, how to know if they're going to affect you is one, to look at where that planet's at and to look at where it falls and what sign it falls in when you were born. That's super critical and super important. Also to look at, well, yeah, pretty much, that's pretty much it. Like where it falls. So let's say Pluto's in Aquarius, and let's say that if you go into your birth chart and you look at it, it will show Pluto is in Aquarius on your birth chart. That's super significant for you. Let's say Mercury, that is in retrograde right now. If you go in and you look at that, my apologies. If you go in and you look at that and look at where it's at, and if Mercury is in, let's say, Aries, or if Mercury is in Scorpio or whatever, then those signs that have that, so like your chart that has that significant sign in it, is going to be affected. So those that reach out and say, well, you're saying this, but it's not affecting me this way. Okay, it may not. But for those who don't have those things, and I say it, go look at your chart, because your chart will definitely show you the significance of it in your life and why it's affecting you the way it is at the time that it is. Okay. You also can go in and look at your houses. Your houses, when you look at the birth chart, for those that do them on their own, it's super significant to know your birth chart, especially your North Node, your South Node, and your Chiron. I would say that out of all of the different things to know, that those are super crucial. Your moon and your Venus are also super important. But like those are the main ones to me that are super important. Like your North Node, your South Node, your Chiron, and your Venus. Like your Venus is your relationships. It is related to Taurus, which is like our physical pleasure, like our physical pleasure, but also our world. So like our money, our thoughts around it, are the way that we enjoy it, the way that we work with it, the way that we use it and utilize it. Venus is always the beauty planet, right? So like it's got a lot to do with when certain things are significant in Venus and it's in your chart, you might find yourself go get a haircut or color your hair or change it up. Or you may just feel like you're on fire. Like you might be like, damn, I'm looking good. The reason is because that sign is in a significant part in your chart at the time, and it is playing a huge role in your soul blueprint. It is playing a role in your path and in your journey and how it's going in this lifetime. Okay. That's a lot. So take it as you will. If you have questions, you can definitely reach out to me. Always feel free to reach out to me if I do these, because I want you to understand them. So when I talk about Mercury being in Sagittarius right now, it's in Sagittarius until the 15th of December. So from now until December 15th, Mercury stays retrograde in Sagittarius. So it's interesting, because when we look at the fact that the sun is in Sagittarius, Sagittarius is a very free-spirited, adventurous energy. That is the beautiful part of them, is that they can do things on a whim. They can be, mystical. They can make decisions very quickly. But that's also one of the things that maybe not necessarily, especially if you're not aligned with yourself, that is one of the things that a Sagittarius can also have faults. I wouldn't say faults because there's no faults, but things in them that maybe are not exactly working for them. Okay. Everything is purposeful and everything is super significant. So take that as you will. But when it comes to Sag energy, we have a tendency to be very lighthearted, very free-spirited. Go figure, it is that time of the year. But we also spend a lot of money. We eat a lot of food. We overindulge. We don't pay attention to what we're doing because we are in the moment. Like, those are the different things that Sagittariuses bring. And beautiful and not, but every trait has a negative and a positive to them. And that is what Sag energy is, okay? So when Mercury is in Sagittarius, Mercury rules communication, electronics, things like that. And with it being in retrograde in Sagittarius, it's a very good possibility that some of the things that you would look at as being lighthearted and open and adventurous when it comes to communication and electronics is not necessarily how it's going to flow right now because of the sign that it's in. Hopefully that makes sense, okay? Now with that, I'm going to go into a little bit of what Pluto in Aquarius means right now and why it's super significant to everybody on their healing journey, but it's very significant to those who have been called upon, and I'm not pointing fingers in either direction or who is, who's special or who's not. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying for those who have chose to do the work, and that doesn't mean necessarily how I do my work. That means however it is that you have up-leveled yourself, however it is that you have done your work in the last so many years, okay? So I do believe that, let me strike that, Pluto had been in Capricorn since 2022, around October-ish time of 2022, Pluto had moved into Capricorn. It also had eclipsed. There was an eclipse. There was like a solar eclipse. I'd have to look back, but there was a solar eclipse around that time that was super monumental and super beneficial to the energy that we just moved out of Pluto being in Capricorn. Okay? Boom. Got it. Okay. So I do believe Capricorn is a mutable energy. Not that that matters, but once again, kind of talking about what we talked about at the very beginning of the video, 12 minutes in, that when Pluto was in Capricorn, that was us to financially get us where we needed to be, to find out where we were supposed to be, to find out what we were supposed to do, to get those things kind of corrected and straight for ourselves. It was more of a selfish energy, okay? At least that's what I see from it, and that's what I have gotten from it, was that Pluto in Capricorn was more of a selfish energy. So if those things have taken place while Pluto was in Capricorn, that is why. It went into Aquarius on November 11th. So if you look back to 2022, let's just say, it may be a little bit different than that, but I know that Pluto, and it moves in and out a few times, but I know that it was super significant around October time of 2022 that Pluto was in Capricorn, because it was causing a lot of issues financially and messing with that financial world and playing a part in contracts and deals and different things like that, playing a huge role in how our life was going to manifest and how things were going to, this is a hot mess right now. It's kind of cute, but then again, it's not. I need to wash it. Anyways, though, playing a huge role in our abundance and our physical money, but not necessarily in a spiritual way, more in a Capricorn way, more in an organized way. I do believe that the ruling planet for Capricorn is Saturn. And Saturn is kind of like the grumpy grandpa. Saturn is the idealist of the, not even ideal, well, yeah, the idealist of the planetary world. It is the planet that has restrictions, is organized, wants things done a certain way. There is no back and forth. It's my way or no way. That's kind of Capricornian energy, okay? But they are mutable, so they don't have to be that way. fixed energies are kind of more that way. But also, these are just things. Everybody has a lighter side to them. Everybody has the yin and the yang. Everybody has a duality and a polarity to their sign. So when I see somebody say something about Scorps, which I am a Scorp, so maybe that's why, but when I see somebody say something about Scorps being bad, it literally just means what the work they've done, where they're at in the chart. It has to do with their north node and their south node. Like if they've done that work they need to do, things like that. It's a whole thing. Like it's super complex and it's crazy. Like once you start really understanding it, and that's why I do these, and I think that's why people like me doing these, and I had backed off of doing them for a while, because I'll be honest with you guys, like 2024 has been shit. So in my personal world, not in my financial, but in my personal world, and don't take that as my marriage, because my marriage is legit and amazing, and that's not it. It was more in other things. I lost my grandma. Lost my grandma in April, and then I lost my dad in May. And then there's other things going on right now that I don't know where they're going to head or what they're going to do. And so I had been in a very fear-based state of scarcity and not knowing where I fall or what I do. So I'm not there anymore. I'm in a way better place right now, and I'm going to stay there because of my next part of my conversation that I would like to discuss. But actually, first, I'm not going to discuss that. I'm going to actually do that on another video. So make sure that you finish this video if you feel called to, and then I probably will post a completely another video that I will post tomorrow, is what I'm being told, not to post it tonight, but to post it tomorrow, for those who are struggling this year for the holidays and feel lost and in despair. Okay, let's just put it that way. So right now we're talking about the planets and things that people were curious about. So let's keep going with that, and then I will let you all know when I'm going to post the video about our past loved ones and the messages that we receive every single day, and that we can receive every single day. We just have to be open, and why we have issues with that. This time of year is a very busy time, and for me, especially as a medium, because from October on, and it's really interesting, I'm going to go there, but I don't want to go fully there, so stay with me. From October is usually when your loved ones or our loved ones start becoming more prominent and feel like they can talk to us more and they can be present with us, but that's not ended this time. Super significant as to why, and I will explain to you here a little bit in this. Thank you, Spirit. I will explain to you a little bit here why, but then I will also do another video to explain to you why that download came to me and why I feel like I can share that with you and help those that are called to watch the video and actually take advantage of it. Whew. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. Stay with me. If you need to stop and pause, please do. There's just so much that I need to get out. I have felt a little blocked for a little moment. And I woke up this morning in a completely different light, in a completely different perspective, and feeling more like myself than I have, and I would say the last 7 or 8 months. So I'll say that. Let's go back. So talking about the planetary alignments, we had talked about the fact that Pluto was in Capricorn. It's been in Capricorn at least since 2022 of October-ish time, fallish time. And it now presently has moved into Aquarius, and it'll be there for 20 years, until 2043. Okay? Stay with me. Pluto is super significant to us right now. The fact that Aquarius is in Pluto, that Pluto is in Aquarius for those 20 years is super, super significant to us. The reason it's super significant to us is because the concept of Pluto, and I've talked about this many times, but the concept of Pluto is that it is the planet of death and rebirth. It is the planet of transformation. There is a lot of transformation that's taking place for a lot of people right now. Whether you know it or not, it's going on. The best thing that any of us can do right now for those who are struggling with this and for those who are on the fence and who are fighting it and who are in fight or flight and all the things, okay, is just to accept that you cannot change it, that it is meant to play out, that it is part of your blueprint, that all of those things need to take place in order to get you to where you're supposed to be. It needs to happen, okay? When I say that it's super significant that Pluto is in Aquarius, the reason that it's so significant is that Aquarius plays a role in the idea of communication. It plays a role in unity. It plays a role in connection with one another. Aquarians are the servant of the zodiac, and I've said that many times. I'm going to throw tarot in because tarot is super significant, and I've been wanting to do a video on this for years, and I have never done it, but now I'm in a place where I feel like I can openly do that video talking about the cards and how they affect us and how they're biblical and how they tell the story of ascension, and they actually tell, wait for it, they actually tell Jesus' story. Take that as you will. A lot of people are not going to be okay with that, but I'm at a point where I do them all the time. I do readings every day. It is part of my life. And watching the way those cards play out, watching what they are significant of, watching what they mean, it is mind-blowing to me that the tarot cards were created by people who were of Christian faith, and it literally tells the story of the Bible. So that's another video that I will be doing here soon, and I will be uploading and I will be sharing, okay? But back to what we were talking about. So Pluto in Aquarius, when you look at the star card in Aquarius, there's certain cards that represent the different signs, and the star card is representative of Aquarian energy. That is the energy that our planet of death and rebirth is in right now. When you look at the star card, and I had posted this a couple weeks ago, and why I said that, watch this video, with Pluto in Aquarius, but I've had a lot of ups and downs, a lot of things going on that I needed to deal with and work through, once again, not on anything that has to do with that, and I can't share with what, because I just don't want to. Y'all will know as it unfolds. Because it'll be a well-known thing. Either we will stay in our same location or we will move to another location. It is time for expansion. It is time for me to transform. It is time for big things to happen. I'm aware of that. I have that download now, and I am 100% open to receiving, and I am 100% open to accepting. Which is where my other video talking about us connecting with our team, us connecting with our guides, us connecting with our guardians, us connecting with our loved ones. Everyone can access that, and everyone can do that, and everyone can have mediumship quality to them and be able to speak with spirit. They just have to be open to receiving, and most people are not. But that's for another day, for another video, okay? All right. Trying to stay centered and present in where I'm at. And I'm going to keep going, bouncing around and going back and forth. But let's go back to Pluto into Aquarius, okay? Stay centered, Scott. I've been all over the place today. You can ask my clients. I had a lot of clients today, and the channeling was insane. I am very, very grateful for that, though. Okay, so anyways, Pluto in Aquarius, the star card. Star card is representative of a female that is standing in a stream, and her leg, I do believe, is in one side of the water and one side on the earth, one side on the land. She's dipping her pitcher in, but she's got two pitchers. She has one that she's dipping into the creek or into the water, and then she has one pitcher that she is dipping in on, that she's pouring onto the ground, into the vegetation, into the abundance, which is what that means, into her planetary world. And then there's a star that is up above her head. Okay? That is what Aquariuses are. Aquariuses are meant to get the downloads from the Great Spirit. They are meant to get the downloads from Creator. And they are meant to be able to use them. They are meant to be able to pull that energy from source, use the emotions that are here in the physical plane, in the water. Water's a conduit. Pull the energy, pull the emotions from the conduit, from everybody, but then also be able to transfer and transmute it through the body and be able to pour it into the abundance and into the earth to help feed the world. Okay? That's super significant. Because that's the energy that we are in right now. That is the energy that we are in for the next 20 years, folks. That is the energy that we each individually will be feeling and going through. That is the energy that the collective will go through. You've heard everybody talk about, or if you do pay attention to this stuff, if you're watching my video and you've gotten this far, I would assume that you believe in the shit that I say, or you just like looking at my pretty face. It is what it is. I don't really care. But when we talk about this, we've talked about the fact that there's a 3D world and a 5D world, and that they are split apart, and that some people are leaning and moving towards moving into the 5D. Back to what I said at the beginning of this video, that this energy is super significant for all fixed signs, but it's super significant for those, not just fixed signs. And mind you, that's why I said what I said at the beginning of the video about these signs being in different parts of your chart, because that's going to tell you and help you understand the next 20 years of your life. If you look at where Pluto is in your chart and the significance of that and where it falls, it will help you navigate through this change that's going on as we start to transition into 5D. For those who have been doing the work, for those who, and like I said, it doesn't have to necessarily be the way that I do my work or the way my clients do their work. It could be helping others. It could be finding God. It could be, which was super important in Piscean energy. It could be, it could be anything that spirit, anything that your higher self, which is 100% connected one another and kind of the same thing. That's a whole other story. I'm not going to go there today. It could be whatever is significant to help another that you've been working on for so long is coming into full force now. So for those of us who have been in the spirit community and been helping the collective and been doing the healing and helping others do the healing, that's going to amplify 1,000%. Those who are searching, those who are trying to align themselves with the 5D, they are going to do that. But they are going to search to find somebody to help them do that. That doesn't necessarily mean it's me. That doesn't necessarily mean it's somebody who does what I do. It could be as simple as having an open conversation of helping somebody get to their car and put their groceries in their car. That is what Aquarian energy represents. Aquarian energy represents just that. It represents helping others, being a servant, servitude, being able to feel the emotions of another and being able to help them navigate through it. The star in the tarot represents the navigation system. It is like the Star of Bethlehem. It literally is the Great Spirit navigating us and showing us how to see our picture as being full and how we can use those emotions and that spiritual state to help us pour our cuppeth into our physical world. Yes. That's what that means. It legit means unity. It means coming together. It means working together. It means that we have always been social creatures, and it means that we even more so are supposed to be social creatures, that we are meant to hear our fellow man, that we are meant to feel our fellow man, that we are meant to sit with our fellow man. That's literally what it means. And that is what the Aquarius energy represents. And for the next 20 years, that is what we're searching for. That is what we're trying to strive for. Now, understand, it's not that hard to search for it if you allow the star to navigate you, if you allow the great spirit to help you do that. That is whatever it is to you, whatever faith it is that you believe in. I have said before, I'm not preaching to you, nor will I preach to you. It's not my place to. Find what it is that makes you whole, and truly, authentically makes you whole. Because that's the big thing with the Pluto in Aquarius too, folks, is that we must reach our authenticity. We must find who we authentically are. And for the next 20 years, we are not going to navigate through that, and we're going to upgrade. And with that, understand that there is, with Pluto being in Aquarius, there is going to be a lot of ups and downs in our personal world. It has to happen, because in order for us to evolve, we have to break down. So when I look at the concept of Pluto in Aquarius, I look at the fact of it being a stepping stone and it being a ladder. And you walk up the ladder so far, and then you come back down 2 steps. Then you walk up 3 steps, you come back 1. You walk up 5 steps, you come back 4. That is the energy that we're in for another 20 years. Starting out, we were in pre-shadow phase, and now we are in it. Every planet has a pre-shadow phase. It has a post-shadow phase, just like the moon does. But the fact with Pluto is that it was helping us align to that. And I can't remember exactly when it was. I'd have to look it up. But it moved into it for just a little bit. And then it moved. Let me take that back. Hold on. I think I have it here. Was it in October? If somebody sees this and wants to post this down below, please share with us. I do believe that it was like September or October. It shifted into it for a little bit for us to get a glimpse of it. Then it went into Capricorn, and then it was there for a while, and then it just shifted out of that on November 11th, and now it stays for 20 years. And I do believe, don't quote me on it, but I do believe that next year, Pluto, just for a moment, like not very long, it will shift back out of Aquarius just briefly, and then it will go back in again. And then it definitely stays. So right now, it's getting ready to move in that placement of staying there for 20 years. But I think if I remember right, when I researched it, it goes one more time backwards. Well, it doesn't really go backwards, but it feels like it does, into another sign. And then it jets forward back into Aquarius, and then it's at home there. Not really, but it will be at home there. It'll stay there. It'll station there for until 2043. And all of that time, we are going to be in star energy. And it doesn't mean we're going to become stars. It means that we need to learn to use our navigation system, which is the universe, which is Great Spirit, which is God's source. We need to learn to navigate and use that energy to get us where we need to go in our physical world and in our spiritual world. Because like Scorpio, which is that home in Pluto, Aquarius is also very spiritually connected. And when you look at that star card, it shows that that female who is of Aquarian energy, or what it represents, is in the spirit world representing the water, and in the physical world representing the land. Now, stick with me because it gets better. The fact that Pluto is in Aquarius, okay? And that it stays there. When I said, hold on, folks. When I said that Pluto had moved into Aquarius briefly. Not only was Pluto in Aquarius briefly, but also our sun and our moon were in Scorpio. And when that happened was when that gate dropped, was when the veil completely thinned, and it was when the spirit world was able to fully connect with us. And I think it would have been, I'd have to look, and it would blow my mind if I look this up, and it's 100% correct. I love how spirit works. I would have to look at it, but if it is, it would make sense why we're still in that energy. Because Pluto had moved into Aquarius briefly, which was a gate of some sort that opened. And I know that I'd spoke about it. I know that it was significant. I can't remember. Let me look. Let me think. Was it the 1010 portal? Because every so often there's portals that open, right? That has to do with the dates and the months, like 11/11, 10/10. So I would have to look that up. Once again, share if you know. I'm totally fine. I'm a sponge. I love the knowledge. I love when people share. I love that we learn from each other. This is also the energy that Pluto is in for the next 20 years, is that we are meant to learn from one another. We've always been meant to learn from one another, but the ego had been at front lines for a while with it being in Capricorn. So now we're able to have these open-ended conversations, and we're able to network with one another. And you're going to see a lot of that in our collective world, networking and helping one another and trying to get the truth out. And, you know, a lot of the things that Aquarius represents is, you know, truth and honesty and authenticity and nothing hidden. And that's what Pluto represents. Even though Pluto is the hidden, Pluto is the subconscious, it doesn't make a difference, because now it's being illuminated by the star. It's being illuminated by Aquarian energy, and it can't be hidden. And that is kind of what these two energies are doing, working together. Pluto, who's at home in Scorpio, Aquarius, which is at home in, I have to look that one up too. I think Uranus, maybe? No jokes, people. I think Aquarius is home planet. I wish I had my computer right here so I could look it up. But Aquarius is home planet. I do believe it's either got to be, well, it's not Saturn. It's not Jupiter. I think it's Uranus. I'm going to look that up. I need to find that out. So anyways, everybody that's asked why this is super significant, I was going to do the video and it just had not felt like the right time to do it. I had a lot on my plate. I had a lot going on. We've been very busy in my practice, and I am 100% super grateful for that. You're going to see an uptick of that. You're going to see a lot of self-care become a huge thing, a huge foundation for all of us moving forward, centering ourselves, being in present moment. A lot of the different things that have been considered fake or not real, guess what? They're going to take the front seat, and they are going to be, because a lot of these people, a lot of the collective has been noticing this for the last couple of years. And because of that, it's going to become more mainstream. It can't be hidden anymore. So the fact that it can't be hidden anymore, it has to come out. So like essential oils, herbs, a lot of the things that people think is woohoo, voodoo, weird shit, it's stuff that's been done for generations and for lifetimes and centuries and different cultures. And when you think about the star card, when you think about Aquarius, it's unification. It is worlds coming together. It is, and I don't mean world order, I mean it is unity. It is different cultures coming together and seeing each other's belief and seeing each other's thought and seeing each other's concept and being able to share in that together as one. That is literally what the star card represents, and that is literally what Aquarian energy represents. They want unity. They want compassion. They want love for all. They want all of those things. And so when I look at it that way, I look at it in the fact of our loved ones right now, and this is where I'm going to try and finish this at an hour, because I know you all got shit to do. Actually, I might do another video. Yes, I'm getting told to do another video, and then you guys to just watch the other one when you have time. So with that, Spirit has not left us right now. Spirit world that we are so familiar with during October, during Samhain, during Samhain, during the fall equinox is still with us. I think it's why nature has not evolved into winter completely yet. I also think that times are changing. And I also think that it is why Spirit is with us and has not left like they normally would. I've done a lot of medium work lately. There was a certain person that was around here that a lot of people were going to. I won't say the name because I don't want to get flagged. But you will, if you know, you know. She's very well known in the medium community, and I think it was last week that she was in Wabash at the Honeywell Center. And I don't even know, like I had multiple people come in. I had multiple people that come in that were going to her show, which was phenomenal because mediumship for me in our office has been off the chart. Like I normally don't do that out on the floor. I normally wait to get back to my room to do it. And there wasn't a lot of people present today, so I didn't have an issue talking about it openly out on the floor because it was just my husband and one of our good friends and me and then the client. And for some reason, her dad wanted to say stuff. So when I tell you, and this is going to end here because I'm going to do another video, and I will post the other video tomorrow because I don't feel like I'm going to post this one tonight. Part 2, I will post in the morning. I'm going to do it tonight, but I'm going to post it tomorrow morning so that for those who are struggling at this time of year, including myself, for those who are having a little bit more issue this year with not having a certain special person in your life during one of the most beautiful times of the year. I'm going to share a little video with you as to confirmation on that with Novi climbing in my lap. I'm going to share a video with you that talks about how you can do that and that they're always there and that they can hear you all the time. So I will leave it at that. Hopefully this gave you some answers on the Mercury retrograde. It gave you some answers on the Pluto and Aquarius energy that we are in presently and staying in. I will do a part 2 to this here in just a little bit, and then I will post that tomorrow morning. I will be down at the store tomorrow. If there's anybody that doesn't have anybody to hang out with and they want to come down and just hang out at the store for a little bit, I will be down there from I don't even know. I'll probably get on my mat in the morning and kind of center myself for the rest of the week. So I'll be down there probably around noon tomorrow. And then, because I'm going to take it easy in the morning, and then I'll be there around noon and I'm going to do some stuff in the windows and then finish it on Friday. So, if you need a listening ear, I've been doing it all week. Don't feel a little bit uncomfortable coming in and talking to me. I'm there anyways. So if you need to get warm or if you just want to come and hang out, please feel free. We're not open, but if there's something you need and I'm there, I will definitely try and help you out. It's not even about that. That's not what that space is about. It's not about the money. It's about a community. It's about having a place for people to come and sit and talk, to cry, to feel. And what has been created in the last almost 2 years, be 2 years in March, is divinely led and has been 100% a godsend. I could not ask for a more beautiful space that we have been in. Whatever God has for me next, I am so incredibly excited about. I cannot wait to see what He is manifesting for me right now and what He is creating for us. I can't wait. I'm so excited just to see what the opportunities are. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. That's all I'll say. So, anyways, all right, guys. Have a great and blessed, what is today? Wednesday. Have a great and blessed Thanksgiving. I have my thoughts on that, but it's not even about the history. Just enjoy your family, enjoy your loved ones, be with those who you love and care about. And even if it does have not a dirty, but a violent past to it, we should learn from it, yes. But it doesn't mean that it has to be negative. It means that we honor those who were lost, we honor those who had been mutilated and destroyed, but we also are thankful for those who we have in our lives now. And then we just take advantage of the day off if we have it. And if not, I apologize, but enjoy the yummy food with people, but try and be mindful of it and smart because it's only a couple days. Don't let it knock you completely off of your trajectory of how you are so you're not sick for like a week after that, right? So enjoy the goodness, enjoy the yummies, enjoy the time, enjoy the love and the family. And for those who don't have family this year that they wish were there, understand that they really are. That they really are. So watch for part 2. I will be sharing it soon. I love every single one of you guys, and I am in a 100% open heart space now, and I am 100% open to receiving. And if I've been short with any of you guys, or if I've not answered questions, or if I've just not been me, my true apologies. I'm humaning just like you guys are, and every so often my human body has to do what it has to do. So now back into the spiritual. And all right, guys, love you. Bye.